Good evening. Welcome to the 2018 Adult Basic Education Graduation Ceremony. I'm Khia, Director of Community Education for the Rosemont Apple Valley Union School District, and I'm very pleased to be here to celebrate your graduation tonight. I want to thank an exceptional group of people who make all of us in the school district proud to be part of such a superb program, the ADE staff. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you for your dedication in assisting past, present, and future graduates to reach their goals. To the families of those graduating, congratulations. You should know that your support through this process has made an enormous impact. I'm sure you're very proud of your graduates as they close this portion of their lives and prepare for the next steps. And graduates, biggest congratulations of all to you. Your perseverance is especially noticeable this evening. You did it, and you should be very proud of yourselves. I know that we all here are very proud of you. I'd like to recognize some distinguished guests this evening who are present to join in the celebration of your graduation. If you would please stand when I say your name. State Representative Anna Wills. School Board Member Craig Angerson. School Board Member Joel Albright. And School Board Member Session Isaacs. Superintendent Jim Harris. And Director of Teaching and Learning Steve Trone. And last but certainly not least, ADE Program Manager Erik. Graduates, once again, congratulations and the best of luck to you in your future endeavors.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Erik. I'm the Program Manager for the Rosemont Apple Valley Union Adult Basic Education Program. Thank you all for coming to our graduation tonight. So I'd like to give a quick overview of our ADE program before we start. This year we've served over 1,200 students in a variety of areas: high school and GED completion, English language learning, academic skill building, college and career planning, and family and school. Over 70 of our students this year have earned their GED or high school diploma. So congratulations to our graduates. You should be proud of your hard work and dedication to accomplish your goal. We're really excited to be here tonight. This is always the highlight of our year beginning graduation. I also want to thank all the families as well. You play an important role in all of our graduates' lives to help to reach this goal. And then finally, I want to thank our ADE staff for all your dedication for our students, and also for all your hard work to make tonight's graduation ceremony possible. So could we have the ADE staff just stand for a minute and we can recognize all the people in the crowd. I'm excited to introduce our guest speaker tonight, Rita Ray. Rita Ray retired from teaching last year after 31 years in our ADE program. She began her career with us teaching ESL and has spent many years teaching academic skills and GED completion. She played a fundamental role in the development and growth of our ADE program over those years. In her career, she's helped hundreds of students achieve their GED and prepare for college and different careers. In addition to her teaching skills, she has a gift to connect with students and help them build their confidence and achieve their goals. So please welcome Rita Ray.
I wanted my chance to thank the graduates and the families and friends for coming tonight. Thank you to our honored guests from the school district and from our community. And thank you to the adult basic education staff and leaders for providing this happy ceremony. You know, when Miss Laurie back here and Miss Tina first asked me to speak, I didn't think they had the right person. I mean, I know women are asked to speak at graduations. Hillary Clinton gets asked to speak. George Clooney's wife gets asked to speak. but I felt a lot of fear and inadequacy. And then I realized that for some of you students, for some of you school was really easy, but for some of you, you might have had that reaction to some of the assignments and projects that you had to do, but you went through it as a way of gaining an education. And that's why we're here tonight celebrating, because you did scary, uncomfortable, but mind-stretching assignments that added up to your diploma. You know how people tell you to get an education because no one can take it away from you? Well, that's the same is true for all those school experiences that you've had. Any successes and failures, hits and misses, stops and starts, they are all part of your learning. And these experiences are what allow you to own your achievement today. You learned how to show up and complete a goal. And if you've made any mistakes along the way, those too have taught you to focus on changing and getting things right. I hope you do have some failures or mistakes in your experience. I used to hate making mistakes, but I've come to appreciate them as a good part of learning. I make so many mistakes in my line dancing classes. But when I do mess up, that's my ticket to focusing on what change to make and what to practice and get it right. So as you go from here, I hope you will value failure as well as success. Your experience of both will be your key to growing and accomplishing more. I mentioned feeling fear and inadequacy, and in my life, I felt that a lot. There's even a picture of me holding my firstborn baby, and next to me on the sofa is an open book entitled How to Parent. There I was with a baby, and I felt so unsure. So a man on TV by the name of Fred Rogers came along and became my favorite teacher. I would sit right there with my kids and take in Mr. Rogers' message, like, I like you just the way you are. Many years later, he wrote these words: our world hangs like a magnificent jewel in the vastness of space. Every one of us is a part of that jewel, a facet of that jewel. I'd like now to give you a few examples of how I've gotten to see that jewel shining in you as students. When I was at the Dakota Valley Learning Center, I would often walk past study rooms where you students were working together, having discussions, focusing on a topic, and expressing yourselves. I saw you as jewels shining in school, doing what you needed to do. Some of you showed such determination in getting to school in the midst of great difficulty. You had to work jobs, sometimes late at night, sometimes all night, yet you came to school. Some of you had a court case pending, and you worried about the outcome. Still, you came to school. I saw jewels shining in that determination. Some of you were responsible for family members, brothers and sisters, parents, grandparents, and children that you cared for. One of you sent whatever money you could gather back home to Africa to pay for your mother's medical care. One of you sent money for your younger brother's wedding. So many of you sent money to family. What jewels I saw in your giving. One of you was a GED student who also worked as a nurse. I would learn from you that you treated weak, elderly patients as if they were your own parents. That kindness and trustworthiness shone as jewels. One of you opened my eyes to appreciate our highway systems and street intersections with stoplights. You were impressed with how orderly our traffic was because you came from a place where it wasn't like that. One of you made me grateful for our big food stores because you told about wanting to cry as you first saw the beautiful fresh produce in our stores. and you had a memory of only being able to bring your daughter old plums that were almost spoiled. Those stories were jewels to me. In class, to have a young man from Syria discussing and sharing ideas respectfully with a Somali man or woman, or with a woman from Turkey, or a student from Russia, or an American-born student. Those were jewel moments in this world. And to see how an American-born student would help explain vocabulary or another concept to an immigrant student, that was greatness shining. Some of you showed honor to your teachers in a way we had never experienced. At a busy potluck one day, one of you made sure I got some of those delicious Somali sambusas. That was a wonderful honor and quite a jewel to me. And you high school students coming to class day after day, I wasn't your teacher, but you made me think of J.K. Rowling's statement, "We touch other people's lives simply by existing." You would be jewels in my life as I'd see you in the hallway, how you talked with your friends, the styles you wore, the music you liked, the extreme skill you have with technology. I appreciated how you kept me in touch with your generation. So I thank you graduates today for being those facets of the jewel that is our world. And I'd like to give you the words to a song from Fred Rogers that speaks to who we are shining on the inside. It's called "It's You I Like." It's you I like. It's not the things you do. It's not the way you do your hair, but it's you I like. The way you are right now, the way down deep inside you. It's not the things that hide you, not even your diploma. It's just beside you. It's you I like. Every part of you. Your skin, your eyes, your feelings, whether old or new. I hope that you'll remember, even when you're feeling blue, that it's you I like. You yourself. It's you I like. And what that song means, according to Fred Rogers, is that you never have to do anything sensational for people to love you. But you have a way to shine from deep inside yourself that will serve you on your way. Congratulations, and God bless you, graduates.
Thank you, Edith, for your inspirational speech. We're excited that we're going to have 3 of our graduates speak this evening. Our first speaker is Maddie McCormick. Maddie? Maddie first came to find out about GED diploma options about this time a year ago. She thought about her options and just started taking classes with our AED diploma program last summer. She set a goal and has consistently focused her time and energy to earn her ECU high school diploma. Please welcome Maddie.
Never imagined myself standing here. As a recovering addict and someone who struggled in school, this was a picture too broad to imagine. And now today, at this moment, I'm receiving my diploma. At age 16, I naively found myself living a life that carried me farther and farther away from my family and my goals and what I knew was right. This continued for some years. Finally, I started to get tired of the life I was living, and what really got to me was when a family member told me they were afraid they were going to have to plan my funeral. At that moment, I realized that was the turning point for me to better myself and create a better future. There's a quote that I learned along the way that says, "Your positive actions combined with your positive thinking results in success." After I got sober, it took a while to want to go back to school. but then I found myself thinking more positively about where I wanted to go in life. That positive thinking began to influence me in the actions that I took. When I decided to go back to school, I chose ABE, which has worked out well for me. The flexibility of being able to create my own schedule and the relationships I was able to have with my teachers really helped me be successful and complete the classes I needed for my diploma. This fall, I plan to attend a local community college to begin my college education. In the future, the kind of work I would love to do is work in the drug court field to keep people like me sober and off the streets. My main goal with my career is to help people remain sober. I would like to thank my mom, my dad, my brother, and my grandma and grandpa for always sticking by my side and never giving up on me through this journey of ours together, for pushing me to my fullest and always loving me unconditionally. I also want to give a special thank you to my teachers, Diane, Chris, and Laurie, for always pushing me through and always having my back, for knowing I had the ability to reach this point, also for never judging me or my peers who have similar stories. I also want to thank the rest of the ABE program. So here I am, proof that positive thinking and positive actions really do result in success.
Our next speaker is Amy Nuda. Almost 6 years ago, Amy first came to ABE and she moved into this area after previously attending Shakopee High School. One of her first classes was a math class with me. Amy has attended ABE off and on over the years, stepping out when she's had to and then returning when she was able. Amy has reached her goal and will be receiving her Shakopee High School diploma. Welcome, Amy.
Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. This verse speaks to my soul, but it didn't during the time when I battled against depression and addiction. During that time, I lost myself. I was broken. However, I also uncovered who I truly am in the process, a warrior. My battle began 10 years ago when I was 15 years old, and my life spiraled from my grasp into my own personal hell. I was drowning in my addiction and my negative thoughts about myself. I believed I was a failure and would never amount to anything. These things dragged me so far down that I couldn't see the light at the surface. Until 6 years ago, I got so sick and tired of my life that I started to make a change. I began the ABE program because one thing I always told myself is I would get my high school diploma. But even then, I continued to fall down and get back up. This cycle continued until 3.5 years ago. That's when I found out I was pregnant. I was going to be a mother to a little girl. In that very moment, I felt so many emotions. I was scared. How was I supposed to take care of a child if I still felt like a child myself? But God had a plan. The farther along my pregnancy went, my body wasn't the only thing changing. My mind and my soul was changing. Once I saw that beautiful baby girl, Annalise, I knew I had two choices. A life of joy, love, and laughter, or a life where I would cease to exist. Because after seeing her, I knew I couldn't live without her. She makes me strive for a better me and makes me the happiest I've ever been. I can now look to the future and actually see one. I know now that everything I went through has shaped me into a stronger, better person. I know I can make a difference and help others fight through the same things I once had to battle. I wouldn't be standing here today if it weren't for many people. Mike, I am so thankful you are in my life. You are my soulmate. I look forward to our future together with our beautiful child. Annalise, thank you for making me smile every day and transforming me into your own personal superhero. Mom, thank you for giving me life and putting up with me at my worst. Nancy and Dale, thank you for being supportive and helpful and making me a part of your family. I love you all so much. Thank you, Laurie, Diane, Chris, Christina, and all the staff here at ABE. You never looked down on me or judged me, even when you knew my story. Instead, you guys encouraged me and believed in me when I didn't. All teachers and school staff and every human should strive to be more like you guys. I thank God for everything I've gone through because I've learned so much. It has made me stronger and wiser. I was unable to uncover the warrior within me. And now I have hope and look forward to the future plans that God has in store for me. Thank you all for being here to witness this moment and to hear a little bit of my story.
Thank you, Amy, for sharing. Bobby Janis is our final student speaker. Bobby started at ABE in the fall of 2015 and has persisted in his efforts to earn his high school diploma. He is earning an Eastview High School diploma after completing his credits through our ABE diploma program. Please welcome Bobby.
I'd like to begin my speech with what former President Barack Obama said, and I quote, "Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek." I had to learn this in order to grant this ceremony today. I got distracted by a fast-paced lifestyle. The same year I intended on graduating and locking my original class of 2016. Gradually, I invested more time on a short-lived path that led me to another world filled with addiction, loss, regret, and a limited future. As the life I ignorantly chose started to reveal its true intentions and powerful consequences, I found myself in a place very separate from my disciplined friends I went to high school with. I compared my predicament with theirs and could easily predict how far away this road would lead should I have continued to follow it. I wanted the life of success and freedom I watched them live from a distance, and was determined to make the changes necessary to get there. Through the process of recovery, I met people who had been stuck in this dark reality for decades, and they were deprived of a life with purpose and goals. I recognized them as examples of who I would become as a dangerous gamble with time, but at the same time I had seen hope, because those people ran out of a couple things we graduates still have: time and potential. Two of the same things you can't get back should you lose them. I had to immediately exit the fast lane of the life I no longer felt comfortable with, and backtrack in the hope of catching up with my peers, leading a simpler, not easier, but better way of living. And doing so required sacrifices. Among the many must-dos I would have to accomplish, I needed to earn my high school diploma. Nelson Mandela said, and I quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And the world in this context was our future." I was familiar with ABE's program and committed to following through with one of the most important first steps to a successful young adult, receiving my diploma. Granted, it took me a little longer than most to graduate from high school, but I was actually trying to sample all the teachers to see who deserved me the most. After 20 years, I believe my mission is complete. So now I'd like to express nothing less than pure gratitude for the teachers here, specifically Mike, Chris, Diane, Laurie, and the people of the ABE program. Everyone here, from the teachers to the coordinators, has offered their full support and guidance. They open the doors to possibilities and provide directions for a promising future. I plan to take advantage of these opportunities I'm now granted in applying to several colleges in pursuit of a career in the field of aviation, hopefully to land a position as an air traffic controller or a pilot. I want to give a special shout out to one of my guests, Michael Remington, a retired PE and high school teacher who took me under his wing and stuck by my side through the best and worst of times. Thank you for believing in me when I had to act faith in myself and helping me notice my potential. And to all, don't wait for the perfect time or the perfect place. Don't dwell on regrets or think it's too late. Don't wait for the change that you want to make. Capture the moment and follow your fate. Thank you for all your attention, and congratulations to my fellow graduates and Diane on her retirement. God bless.
I'm exhausted listening to all that tender feelings. I was thinking of our graduates last weekend, really was, as I was gardening. And while I was gardening, I was thinking about 6 weeks ago, we had this snowstorm from hell that we couldn't stand anymore. And in front of my house was this huge pile of snow, and all I could worry about was my hostas, my 4 hostas. They'll never survive. And it wasn't until May 1st that the last bit of snow was gone. And most of my hostas came up, but there was one little patch that wouldn't unfold. And they couldn't even peek through. There was so much mulch and sand from the trucks and stuff on the way. So it took until about a week ago that I saw the first little sprout come up. And this morning as I was driving away, I thought, oh, they've all unfolded and they're all in their glory. How resilient these hostas are. And then I thought, well, that's our students too. They've come up through a lot of mulch and a lot of sand. Everybody's had a struggle. And they are resilient. And tonight, they're here in all their glory. So congratulations to each of you. And I know you got here through the help of some gardeners, friends, family, support people. So tonight's graduation ceremony, we are going to make some noise. And so everybody's welcome to hoop and holler and clap for every single graduate we have. Our first graduate tonight is Jessica Erin Bassa. She's receiving an Apple Valley High School diploma. Her future plans include becoming a preschool teacher, and she would like to give special thanks to Omar, her family, and all of the ABE staff. Our next graduate is Patricia Brown. She is receiving a diploma from Apple Valley High School. Her future plans include attending Bemidji State, where she plans to study nursing, and she'd like to give a special thanks to her mom and dad. Our next graduate is Francisco Gomez. Francisco is receiving a GED diploma from the state of Minnesota. His future plans include attending college to become a licensed alcohol and drug counselor, and he'd like to thank his family and all the teachers that pushed him to graduation. Our next graduate is Audrey Hines. Audrey is receiving a diploma from Egan High School. Her future plans include going to college and pursuing her dream of becoming an illustrator. She would like to give special thanks to her amazing friends and family and teachers who supported her through all the difficult times. And it is thanks to them that she is here today. Congratulations, Audrey. Our next graduate is Robert Janish. He's receiving his diploma from Eastview High School. And as I said, his future plans include going to college to study aviation, to become a pilot or air traffic controller. And his special thanks goes to Michael Remington, Chris, Diane, and myself. Thank you. Our next graduate is Elizabeth Larson. Elizabeth is receiving a GED diploma from the state of Minnesota. Her future plans include going to college to further her career in human services, the field she's already working in. She'd like to give special thanks to her family and to Mary, her teacher. Congratulations, Mary. Miranda Mason is our next graduate. She's receiving an Egan High School diploma. She plans to go to college to further her education, and she'd like to thank her family, friends, and everyone who has supported her throughout her high school journey. Congratulations. Our next graduate is Madison McCormick. She is receiving an Eastview High School diploma, and as she said, she plans to study criminal justice to help keep people sober. She'd like to give special thanks to her family, to Diane, Chris, and myself from ABE. Congratulations. Our next graduate is Margaret Mwangi. Margaret is receiving a GED diploma from the state of Minnesota. She plans to attend the DCTC to study business management. She'd like to thank her teacher Mary, her family, and friends for their support. Thank you. Our next graduate is Esma Myron. Esma is receiving a Rosemont High School diploma. Her future plans include going to college to pursue her higher education. She'd like to thank her sister Sarah for her endless support and love. Congratulations. Amy Nuta is our next graduate. She is receiving a diploma from Shakopee High School, and her plans include helping others fight against addiction. She'd like to thank all the ABE staff, teachers, and her family. Congratulations. Graduate is Opu Oman. Opu is the student that everybody knows because of his big smile for everyone. Opu is receiving a diploma from Sauk Rapids High School, and his future plans include attending Inver Hills College, and he'd like to give a special thanks to all the ABE staff. Our next graduate is Thalia Payumo, and Thalia is receiving an Egan High School diploma. And her future plans include studying nursing and teaching, and she'd like to give a special thanks to her mom. next graduate is Fiona Prasad. Fiona is receiving a diploma from Farmington High School. Her future plans include, she's not sure what her future plans hold, but it definitely will be a bright and happy future with her beautiful daughter and family. She would like to give special thanks to her family for always supporting her and her teachers for believing in her and helping her graduate. Our next graduate is Kelly Radke. Kelly is receiving a GED diploma from the state of Minnesota. Her future plans include getting a position as a paraprofessional in the public schools. She would like to give a special thanks to her husband, Bill, and her children, Lady, Brett, Isabella, Aiden, and great teachers. Our next graduate is Evelyn Sibaha. She's receiving a diploma from Apple Valley High School, and her future plans include going to college to study computer science. She'd like to thank her family and friends for their support. Christy Smith is our next graduate, and she is receiving a diploma from Apple Valley High School.
Way to go, Christy!
Her future plans include more school, and she'd like to give a special thanks to Laurie and the amazing teachers. Last but not least, our graduate is Mario Sparkman. Mario is receiving his GED diploma from the state of Minnesota. His future plans include some college for his generals, and he'd like to give a special thanks to everyone at School District 196. So we would like to invite the graduates to stand up, face your people. Let's give them one big round of applause. Graduates, if you want to move your tassel from the right side